immediately opens up a world of opportunity for us. And thanks to our
setuju sih.
diverse mix of
Skill
Malay,
bahasanya.
Chinese, Indian, and other communities, we are also naturally more
Komunikasinya.
open-minded and welcoming to people of different backgrounds. I mean, you tell me how many other countries can cater to such a diverse range of nationalities, especially the accommodation of Muslim communities with halal food available almost anywhere.
Itu sekarang berbondong-bondong menyerbu Malaysia. Kenapa alasannya? Assalamualaikum, Elsa di sini. Hai guys, hai semua, halo tetangga. Gimana kabar teman-teman semua? Semoga sehat selalu, semoga bahagia selalu, dan semoga hari teman-teman semua selalu good day. Selamat datang di channel YouTube Elsa Widianti Putri. Ada video yang menarik banget ingin aku kongsikan kepada teman-teman semua tentang berbagai macam orang asing dari berbagai macam negara itu sekarang berbondong-bondong menyerbu Malaysia. Kenapa alasannya? Oke, nanti akan dibahas langsung sama Koko ini guys, sama Z Invest. Langsung aja di subscribe. Tapi sebelum dimulai video reactionnya, seperti biasa aku mau jakin teman-teman semua dulu untuk subscribe channel ini dan aktifkan lonceng notifikasinya supaya tidak ketinggalan updatean terbaru dari channel ini. Dan bagi teman-teman yang mau request bisa banget DM di Instagram aku di @widianti_putri. Tidak tanpa berlama-lama, tanpa membuang masa, jumlah kita mulai video reactionnya. Are you ready? Let's go.
I don't know if it's just me, but have you recently noticed a lot more foreigners around KL city centers?
So many foreigners. What are they doing here?
And some of them
Bahkan di
don't
KL
even
tuh
look
kayak
like
susah ya
tourists.
kita
They look like
jumpai
they work
orang
here. I mean, when I went Summer
tempatan.
Velocity last week, there's just so many of them. So what exactly are they doing here? Why did they choose Malaysia? And if this trend keeps up, what does this mean for us, the real Malaysians? Look at this graph here. This shows the number of people from different countries participating in a program to buy a house here in Malaysia called MM2H. It is short for Malaysia My Second Home
China
program and was
yang paling
introduced
banyak
back in 2002 to attract foreigners to make Malaysia their second or even holiday home. Ever since then, until 2018, it has brought in more than 40 billion ringgit in revenue, and that is equally enough to help the government to cover the surge in subsidy bills, aka the cheap petrol you and I are pumping every day. Think of this MM2H as a special visa for people who seek to live in Malaysia, maybe to retire, set up a business, send their kids to school, or even just because of the weather or the food here. Most of them are rich enough to do it, by the way. But that said, this MM2H still has a time limit to it. It's not a forever pass. And depending on their chosen categories, they can only stay up to 20 years without renewing the visa. Speaking of that, the latest updates in June 2024 introduced 3-tier categories: the silver, gold, and platinum for MM2H applicants, with each category having different requirements, such as a minimum fixed deposit ranging from 150,000 to $1 million. That's a lot, and they must purchase a property valued minimum at 600,000 ringgit up to 2 million ringgit. If you are curious to know more, I'll leave the link to this website down below for you to check out further. On top of the 3 tiers categories, there are also special categories. First is a famous talk in the town these days, the Johor Singapore Special Economic Zones. With this special economic zone, the fixed deposit amount is even lower at only 65,000 US dollars. And of course, buying a property from the developer. So this move might just revive the dead forest city in Johor. And most importantly, the major advantage of the MM2H SEZ is tax exemption on offshore income. This means people with income sources outside of Malaysia will not be taxed on any earnings brought into the country. It's literally heaven for every digital nomad.
Betul.
And for the high net worth individuals looking
Digital
to work in the
nomad.
economic zone, the perks are just as attractive, with a personal tax rate as low as 15% compared to the
Pajaknya.
current high rate of up to 30% that Malaysian residents are paying. As for companies setting up within these zones, they also enjoy an incredible 0% tax rate. I don't know about
Wow,
you, but
zero?
to me, this sounds like a deal too good to pass up. By the way, if you're also interested in learning more about the Johor Singapore Special Economic Zones, I've made a full video about it. Check it out over here. And in case you ask, East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak also has an MM2H program, with Sarawak's SMM2H being more affordable and flexible. Now, have you guys ever wondered why foreigners choose Malaysia out of so many other countries?
Betul.
Like, are we that good? Well, Let's start with the easy and obvious one. We are free from natural disasters, and our tropical weather with no seasons also makes people feel safe since they don't have to go through harsh winters, extreme summers, or unpredictable weather changes. On top of that, Malaysia is generally safe, especially in affluent cities like Kuala Lumpur and Penang. Also, we have language advantages as well. Most of us here know at least 2 languages, English and Bahasa Malaysia, and we also have Mandarin, Tamil, Cantonese, and so many more, and that immediately opens up a world of opportunity for us. And thanks to our diverse mix of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and other communities, we are also naturally more open-minded and welcoming to people of different backgrounds. I mean, you tell me how many other countries can cater to such a diverse range of nationalities, especially the accommodation of Muslim communities with halal food available almost anywhere. And it doesn't stop there. Just a street away, you will likely find other cuisines to satisfy any craving. You name it, we have it. But I know some of you might argue, Singapore also has everything you just mentioned what? Well, while I personally think our food is better, don't forget, to foreigners, our cost of living is definitely way cheaper. For example, James from China is deciding between migrating to Singapore or Malaysia. Comparing the price of, say, chicken rice, it costs 8 ringgit here in Malaysia, which is equivalent to around 13 Chinese yuan. And even if the chicken rice only costs 4 Sing dollar, half the price in Singapore, it still works out to about 21.5 Chinese yuan for James. See the difference over here? And similarly, our property prices here are also much cheaper compared to Singapore. Plus, foreigners in Malaysia can even buy a freehold property. And on top of that, there are also plenty of landed housing options available all across the country. In Singapore though, well, they can, but we all know it's not accessible as here. And do you also know that more Singaporeans are choosing to come to Malaysia? In fact, there's been a growing trend of Singaporeans sending their kids to international schools over here. Why? Isn't Singapore's education better? Well, other than the cost factor, I guess it's highly likely because of how stressful education is over there. So the chill, laid-back lifestyle here becomes more appealing to some of them. Also, Malaysia is closer to nature, not like Singapore where it's mostly buildings everywhere. And with the SEZ or SFZ MM2 programs mentioned earlier, they can now stay in Malaysia for a longer period and maybe even use their rental income from Singapore to comfortably cover the cheap living expenses over here. Easy, right? And in case you think I'm done, nope. Malaysia is also quite famous for our healthcare tourism as well. In first half of 2024 alone, our healthcare travelers revenue has recorded an 18% increase. It's also thanks to the affordable healthcare here as well. You see, IVF treatments in Malaysia, basically to get pregnant, cost approximately $4,000 US, whereas in the US, they can exceed $12,000 easily. So here comes the big question. With more foreigners coming into Malaysia, what does it mean to you? Well, if a businessman chooses Malaysia as an investment destination, it can significantly improve the country's economy. It helps train more Malaysians, create job opportunities, and even encourage skill development. Even if they don't own a business here, their spending also helps stimulate our economy. This will, in turn, strengthen the Malaysian ringgit as they will be converting more of their home currency into ringgit to spend or invest over here. Also, this will boost tourism in Malaysia and act as a catalyst for the property market, helping to revive dead townships. All of this ultimately contributes to our economy, and if managed well, this also means a better tomorrow for all of us Malaysians. A big win for everyone. But wait a minute. Remember earlier when I mentioned that Platinum MM2H holders can work in Malaysia? Well, this might not be entirely good news for all of us. That's because those who can come in are already in the high income bracket, most of them, meaning they likely have strong experience and education. We Malaysians would need to compete with them for higher value or skilled jobs, which unfortunately are already short in supply over here. While for those coming here to do business, especially Chinese nationals that are known for their expertise in low-cost business models, Malaysian brands might face even tougher competition. I mean, just look at the rise of Mishui and Chaji. Do you still remember our local brand Eli? And now, what will happen to Zeus Coffee with Luckin Coffee entering the market? Some might also argue that this could drive up property prices and contribute to inflation. Now, what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below.
Apakah rakyat Malaysia senang turut gembira kalau banyak orang asing itu berkunjung ke Malaysia? Boleh komen-komen aja di bawah. Aku setuju banget yang dikatakan sama adminnya benar. Pertama, pajak atau teks di Malaysia itu jauh relatif lebih rendah dibanding beberapa negara yang kalau di compare gitu kan, skill bahasa, skill komunikasi Malaysia itu bagus banget, itu memang tidak bisa dipungkiri. Makanya itu yang menyebabkan kayaknya beberapa orang asing tuh nyaman. Terus yang ketiga, berbagai jenis makanan ada di Malaysia, mau dari Melayu, Chinese, India, Korea, Jepun, semuanya ada gitu. Jadi hal itu yang mengakibatkan kenapa Malaysia banyak dipilih oleh negara-negara luar, oleh orang-orang asing untuk invest, mungkin untuk berlibur dan sebagainya gitu. Dan juga masalah kesehatan memang di Malaysia jauh lebih murah. Karena beberapa kali aku reaction, orang Eropa, orang Australia itu mereka lebih memilih untuk berobat ke Malaysia dibanding dengan negaranya gitu. Beberapa alasan yang masuk akal yang mengakibatkan Malaysia itu banyak dipilih oleh orang-orang asing untuk menikmati masa-masa hidupnya, menikmati masa tua juga bahkan gitu, dan juga berpuluh-puluh tahun sudah merasa nyaman di Malaysia dan tidak kembali ke negaranya untuk bekerja di Malaysia. Ada juga yang gitu guys. Malaysia menciptakan zona nyaman tersendiri sih bagi masing-masing orang yang pernah berkunjung ke Malaysia. Aku pun pengen terus ke Malaysia. Kayak ada kedekatan tersendiri lah dengan Malaysia gitu guys. Oke, untuk video kali ini cukup sekian. Bagi teman-teman yang suka sama video ini, jangan lupa untuk like, komen, dan subscribe. Dan kita ketemu di next video. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.